Okay, hello there, fellow do-it-yourselfers. So I think we left off last with me doing the piston ring end gaps. That's all been done, of course. So now we're on to some more exciting stuff, and that is mounting the new rods onto the pistons. So I spent the last couple of hours tweaking my skills, so to speak, and learning how to do this. It's kind of a pinnacle moment in this build, because we're finally starting to actually put something together after many hours of reading, researching, watching videos, reading books, and so forth, and getting to the point where I can feel confident enough to actually assemble something. Things are going quite well. Move the camera over here, and of course I'm dealing with a different camera again. So over here we've got the first set of 3 pistons and rods that I've put together. Let's get in there like this, and there we go. So what I've done is taken the new Wiseco pistons and attached them to the Carrillos, and in the process I'm not too sure it's a big deal, because this assembly does not require a orientation, as in the piston itself, or where the pin is not offset. It's centered in the piston. So it doesn't really matter how you orientate the rod to the piston, but for the sake of being anal and making sure everything's correct, I've orientated the Carrillo. Oops, hang on. Make sure I'm in frame here. Make sure I'm in frame. And if you could focus, that would be really cool. The Carrillo name brand is always facing forward, hence the dot on the piston. And what I've also done, just to make things maybe a little easier later on, I have marked each rod and piston. So this will be number 1, and there's just put a dot on either side of the cap to denote number 1. And for example, number 2 gets a number 2 with 2 dots, and number 3, of course, gets a number 3 with 3 dots. This way I can't mess the cap orientation up, and I know, depending on where I'm at in the build, I know exactly where everything's going. So I've done 3 of them. You'd think I'd be pretty good at this by now, but it is a hell of a job trying to get the circlips into the piston. So let's start. We've got ourselves actually, let me zoom back here, so we've got some little more work area. And then what I think I'm going to do is, looking at the camera there, I'm going to make a mark for myself showing that I'm in frame. Done something different here on this video. I've got the camera set up to a small monitor, so instead of having to look at the back of the camera every time to see if I'm in frame, I can just look up to a monitor here. So this is the way they're packaged. They come with a set of Wiseco circlips. Wiseco circlips, Small end pin, gudgeon pin, wrist pin, whatever you want to call it. Take the packaging out. Unpackage the clips. Like so. So the way I've been doing this is taking the piston, take our clip, and this is it took me quite a while to work out how to do this on the first one because there's really no instructions on how to do this. But you want to orientate this clip in such a way that the end of this clip, the end of the clip here, is aligned with this little hole. You put the back side of the clip in such a way that you orientate it like so. And I'm just really hoping this is going to go smoothly here. Take a screwdriver, stuff it into this hole, and then while forcing down on this clip, you push this into place to get the other end started. Once it's started, you're golden. See, I've got it too far around. I'm just got to play around with it a little bit. Not quite. Almost. Like I say, it's a bitch. Use a different screwdriver, smaller one. Just bring that back around a little bit. That way I'm not trying to get as much of the clip in place. You still see this? Yeah. And use that as a lever. And oh, we got her. We got her. So as you can see, I've got that started in there. So what I do from this point is push it down. Hits the recess. So now, oops, both of the sections are in the slot. Bigger screwdriver, a little more leverage, and then come around the back side and just make sure that she's started. Now, what I've learned here is that we take the pin. I'm just going to move the camera a bit because I seem to be working. Yeah. Take the pin, slide it in from the other side and hold it with your finger there, and that way when I force this into place, I'm not going to damage the finished surface where the pin rotates, and that's it, just like that. Pops into place. Grab the pin, pull it out, and we have that clip perfectly in place. So now we want to get everything else ready for the installation of the rod. Just taking this out. This is beautiful packaging. Look at this. My God. Of course my compressor just turned on. That's probably a good thing because I'm going to use it in a minute. Pull the rod out. There she is in all her glory. Look at that. Oh, just the manufacturing here is just gorgeous. Anywho, so what I've been doing here is just want to make sure all the surfaces, the mating surfaces, totally clean. So I'm taking a bunch of my EC Delco brake clean, give her a bit of a spray, take some of my coffee filters, get her into the small end here, give her a clean, and then whoop, woo, blow her dry. Then assembly lube, drop a dot into that. Guess I probably should be wearing gloves, but I'm not. There, like so. Get that all nicely covered. Put the rod off to the side. Now we take the piston. Same thing, just give her a bit of a clean. Coffee filters, love this stuff. Just make sure there's no contaminants in there at all. Clean compressed air. So, once again, assembly lube. Stick a dot down in there, both sides. Get her in there. Oop. Like so. And then the last thing to clean up and prepare is the pin. Same deal. Give her a little bit of a spray. Another coffee filter. Don't be shy on using these, because after you've spent thousands of dollars on parts, a pack of 500 coffee filters for $10 doesn't really make any difference. Get her all nice and cleaned up. Once again, blow her out. If you are using compressed air and it's moist air, make sure you've got a nice air dryer on that system. So once again, take the pin, put some goo on here, nice assembly lube. So give her one of these. And you're going to push a fair amount of this product out once you slide this into the piston, but better to have too much than too little. The tolerances are really tight on this anyway. So, okay, so now we have a completed assembly ready to be put together. Now, once again, just for the sake of orientation, there is the front of the engine. So the front will be to my left. Carrillo will also be to the left. So the piston will go, the rod will go in like so. Clip is on this side here, the one that I've already put in. So we'll take this guy and slowly slide it in, like so. Just get it started. Try and manage the amount of assembly lube that you put on your hands, and then excuse me, it's a little cold out here. And then now we're just going to slide this in. Just make sure I've got the Carrillo on the right side, and then just slide it in, and it'll hit the pin on the other side. You know you're done. So at that point we've got it sitting like so. Just want to clean some of this up if we can. There's no need to have it on the outside of the wrist pin, and I'll clean up this once we're done inside the ring groove there. But now here comes the fun part, another clip. So once again we want to orientate. Hopefully my hands aren't in the way. Yeah. Want to orientate the clip in such a fashion that the very end of it is just where that little notch is. You can see that. Going to take our screwdriver. I'm going to use a smaller one this time. We're still in frame. See if I can zoom in a little bit. And as I said before, hold down on the pin. You've got to push down real hard, and you just want to get this started. Like I say, if you can just get this. Oh, missed it. Just bastard. Let's try again. There we go. That's all. Oh shit. Fucking pin. Alright, let's try again. Had me deceived. Had me deceived. Let's try that again, because I had that just perfect. Alright, let's try that again. Get underneath it. Use that holes for leverage. Now it's in. Well, let's push down on that. And then we get our, if I can get a good shot of that so you can see where I'm at here. Okay, so now the two ends, as long as they stay in place, we're good to go. And then I just go up the top. That's it. We're in. Job done. Thing of beauty. Now what I like to do is just go around. Just go around and make sure that's all the way in. And the one way of testing that is to rotate the clip. Now there's a ton of pressure on these, so you may not be able to do that, but I can in this case. I just turn it a little bit. If it can turn inside the groove, you know you're good. And ladies and gentlemen, let me zoom back here. We have a completed assembly. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? What do you think? If I do something like, wear this around my neck with a some sort of badass chain or something. That's some pretty serious bling, eh? They look pretty good. Anyway, there we go. We're all done. Next video we'll cover... What are we doing on the next video? I'm guessing a bearing installation into the big end. Oh no, I'm sorry. We are going to be covering putting the rings onto the piston, big end bearings, and then the final installation into the block and attaching the big end to the crank, to the rod journals. But that is a thing of beauty. Well, thanks guys. Hope you enjoyed. Maybe not. Doesn't really matter if you came away with something. That's great. That's the idea of these videos, is just to share a little bit of knowledge. And then once again, what I've done here, take this, I'm going to put a number 4 here, and then up on the cap, put up on the cap, put 4 dots and 4 dots. We're done. Okay, I screwed up on Valentine's last night, so I got to take my beautiful wife out for dinner, and after that I'm going to watch a little bit of cricket. Australia versus, who's playing tonight? Australia versus England. So if anyone's a cricket fan, and I'm sure you are, because who doesn't like cricket? It's been a good day. Woo-hoo! It's coming together, guys, coming together. Take care.